So you go to school here in Hong Kong, Katie?
Yeah, I do.
And how old are you?
I'm 13.
Oh, that's so cute. And what do you aspire to be when you get older?
Hopefully I kind of want to be a teacher, maybe.
Oh, lovely. I was dreaming with a quality education. That's all I wanted. Quality education. We have a lot of programs that empowers women to join leadership positions. Our generation is aware of the pressing challenges posed by the climate change.
So your career path has taken you from first studying business administration in Cairo to a master's in public administration at Harvard and ultimately to a career in politics. So what are your current attitude towards education, and do you have any advice for me on my studies?
I did have a blessing in my educational journey because I got to have education in Egypt and education in Qatar in the Gulf and education in the US. I joined Harvard for my master's degree, and I joined Yale University for a fellowship, and I also studied in Stanford for a program for sustainable development. And now I'm studying here at HKU to learn more of the perspective of Asia in different issues. So I feel like my journey was very blessed and diverse, and definitely that's how maybe I could serve you with an advice or recommendation, is to always continue seeking knowledge and education and learning experiences from different global opportunities. It will definitely give you a broader insights of cultural perspectives, ideas, opinions about different matters, but from a global lens.
What does a typical day look like for you as an AsiaGlobal Fellow?
We are blessed as fellows that we stay in the same place. So we go as a group to HKU, and every day we have a president of the group that leads the whole group, and we choose together the means of transportation we will use, and then we arrive to the university and attend seminars that is provided by the AsiaGlobal Fellows. We talk to very influential people and thought leaders, and we also have the chance to do individual presentations, so we can also learn from each other as peers coming from 19 countries. And after the working hours, we just go and live the life of Hong Kong. I stand here before you as young parliamentarian, representing the hopes, dreams, and urgent concerns of our generation. As we gather here for the...
So when did a career in politics first become an aspiration for you?
When I was working in a company in Egypt, it was an international company, and I worked with it as a social investor, where I have a budget like $20 million, and I decide how we can allocate this budget to serving the underprivileged communities. When I was in that position, I started to work closely to the Egyptian government. And when I started to work closely to the Egyptian government, I realized that the real impact and influence comes always from the side of the public sector, which is the government, parliament. So that's why I went to study Masters in Public Policy and Public Administration to understand how governments work and public sector work. So whether I'm working in the government, or in politics, or in private sector, or international organizations, my intention and my aspiration is to have influence and impact on the communities around me.
What's it like to be an MP? What are your key responsibilities and priorities?
So since I joined the parliament, I was always the deputy chair of Foreign Affairs Committee. And once you are in the foreign affairs, you have to oversee the budgets of certain ministries, like the foreign affairs, like the international cooperation, and the immigration. And I also work to serve Egyptians abroad. So whenever there is any challenging situation for any Egyptian abroad, we have to act on it. And thirdly is to strengthen the diplomatic ties with international parliaments in a lot of countries around the world.
What are the most significant challenges you faced as the chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee?
So the challenges comes when we are surrounded by regional conflicts and wars. Like for example, in our case in Egypt, we have civil war in Sudan, and we have the Israeli-Palestinian war on the other border, and then the instability in Libya. So when you are surrounded by conflicts and wars, our priority is the safety of Egyptians. So it's always challenging whenever something happens. You need to make sure to move all the Egyptians back safely to Egypt, and that makes us like stay up at night for a lot of days to make sure that we are in touch with all the Egyptians, and we are offering all kind of support through the ministries to make sure that we are moving them back safely to their home country.
For Egypt, we've seen women joining the government in a ministerial position since the 60s. Yet, since then, the empowerment that we've seen as women wasn't not as...
So I must say, your story, it's like super empowering, right? Because you're a woman working in such an important position. So what unique perspectives and solutions do women bring to policy making? And how can we further empower women in leadership roles?
So I feel women, they always add a different perspective in the decision-making process, and they give insightful comments and recommendations when it comes to social services and gender equality. Climate matters. So that's why we need to empower women to come forward and pursue career in politics.
So your research as an AsiaGlobal Fellow at the University of Hong Kong has explored ways to enhance the trade between Hong Kong and Egypt. So what specific cooperation methods did you propose, and what benefits can it bring to both regions?
At the beginning, I was focused on trade, but once I came here and they took us to also mainland China, and then they took us to Indonesia. So I have seen Asian perspective. So now my research is about the collaboration between Egypt and Asia in general, like China and other countries. So I think being here widened my scope and my understanding and gave me the opportunity to see more chances of collaboration.
In your article, A Journey Through History and a Vision for the Future, you highlighted the importance of Chinese tourism to the Egyptian economy. So how can Egypt optimize its tourism infrastructure to better cater to Chinese tourists?
Yeah, Chinese tourists are very important to Egypt. In Egypt, for example, we started to have the signs not only written in Arabic and English but also Chinese. So we're doing a lot of adaptation to ease the experience of the Chinese tourists whenever they are in Egypt. We both are among the first civilizations in humanity. So we have a lot to share. So it's very important to bring Chinese to Egypt and bring the Egyptians to China and Hong Kong.
must interact with like a lot of students.
Yeah.
So what are your views on students in Hong Kong?
Every fellow has from 2 to 3 student ambassadors. So my interaction with my ambassadors has been very friendly. We go out together. They show me ways to shop, ways where to book maybe events, national events, and they were mostly brilliant. Like every one of them is a superhero in mathematics. I never had that, so I was very impressed about this.
What impact do you think the youth have on shaping the world today?
So during my role at the IPU, I made sure to advocate for better representation for young people in political life, because at the end of the day, political life, whether in the government or parliament, we are shaping the policies that our nation will operate. So definitely their perspective is very important. How they see innovation, how do they see technology, how do they see climate and the solution for climate. They definitely bring more innovative solution, and we need to bring them close to us to make them feel heard, and we adapt their ideas and empower them that one day they will be in our place and sit in our seat as politicians.
I think she's very well spoken, and I also found her and her story really inspirational and empowering.
She is very eloquent, very decent. That represents the quality of people of Hong Kong, because that's how I experienced Hong Kong. Nice people all around me, smiley faces all around me, and that's Katie to me.
I can see how she really wants to change and impact the world, and at the same time it really motivates me to like be the same and like be like her when I grow up. And yeah, I really like that.
For the Egyptian and Chinese youth, I would definitely recommend getting the chances to collaborate. I hope that they can seek and seize the opportunity of educational exchange program or cultural exchange program that is designed by both governments, because definitely our similarities is more than the areas of differences.